Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. On this edition,
our first story, we capture the excitement of a helicopter landing at Festival Park as part of Elgin's National Night Out Against Crime. There was a great crowd on hand. Aaron Rayberg, Artistic Director for the Elgin Fringe Festival, will have all the details about this great event taking place this month. The 8th Annual Art and Soul in the Fox in downtown Elgin brought out a good crowd for its two-day event in August. 75 amazing artists, artisans, and even the art space residents showcase their artworks. Mayor David Captain's segment comes from the center of Elgin. As the mayor talks about the new workout equipment, his guest is Ron Anderson, supervisor of health and fitness at the center of Elgin. Saturday, October 22nd is this year's date for Nightmare on Chicago Street, when Elgin becomes the zombie defense capital of the Midwest. The city's Barb Kaselika has details about this event. The Elgin Garden Club celebrates its beautiful 100-year anniversary with a tour of the wonderful Wing Mansion and its gardens.
We'll have these stories and more on this edition of Elgin Today.
It's Tuesday, August 2nd, and the traditional start, a photo opportunity for those involved with the Elgin National Night Out Against Crime. In recent years, the citywide event at Festival Park has become very popular. And with that in mind, and hearing that the helicopter would arrive early, we headed there to see the fun and get the reactions.
Oh, it was just awesome. We saw it circling overhead, and we heard the loud noise, of course, and then all of a sudden, it landed right before us in the grass, and I took a lot of pictures of my own, and I've never seen anything so close like that.
This National Night Out here at Festival Park is fun, isn't it?
It sure is. We just came down here to go in the fountain, and we didn't even realize it was tonight, but it is August 2nd.
It's always the second Tuesday in August. So
yeah.
We'll see you in 52 weeks, all right?
Okay.
How long have you lived in Elgin?
Since 1997.
You're with a group. Who else is with you?
My daughter Sophia, my son James, and my sister-in-law's granddaughter Jenna.
And the kids had a one-word description about the helicopter landing they just saw.
Awesome!
And the fun of the night did not stop there as we talked with another Elgin mom who also brought along the whole family.
Tanya, this is Isamar, my daughter, Luis Daniel, my son, and my husband, Daniel.
All right. Well, you saw the helicopter take off and land. That was great, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was very fun to take my son. He loves helicopters, so that's the main reason why we came.
And your daughter loves microphones.
Oh, yes, she does. She had lots of fun watching the helicopter, too.
It was exciting, wasn't
Oh, yes, it was. She had fun.
And it's great to have this event at Festival Park.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, we're too busy at home and we forget about all these events that the City of Elgin provides. But today I was like, no, I'm going to come here. I'm going to bring my family. And we had lots of fun, and I'm going to keep doing it because it's amazing. All the things that the police department and all the departments of Elgin made. So I'm just going to keep coming to all the events.
There you go. Squeeze that right there. Go ahead. Oh, we're officially done.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let's talk with the Elgin Police Sergeant on board the helicopter as he talks about his great arrival at Festival Park.
Yes, it's always nice to have a helicopter come in. The kids love it. Even the adults love seeing the helicopter, getting to sit in it and see how it actually works. So it's always a great time, great for the community.
Tell me how you're involved in this program and how it comes to be here tonight.
I am actually a volunteer with what's called Air One Public Safety, and we have several helicopters. This one behind us is an OH-58, which is a smaller helicopter. We utilize that for lost subjects, fleeing felons, things of that nature, because it has a FLIR system. And so that's an infrared system where we're able to see at night. It also has a light, a very strong light, that we're able to light up a large, vast area in order to search for people. We also have a couple of Huey helicopters from the Vietnam era, and with those we do rescues. We do hoist operations. We're able to bring in cargo into flooded areas, remove victims from flooded areas that are not accessible by vehicle. If we had to move in cargo or food for an area that's been ravaged by a tornado or a flood of those things, we're able to do that.
And where is this normally housed in?
We have actually several ships. We have two Hueys, and then we have several of the small ships that you see behind us. We have some of the ships are actually housed in Rockford at the Rockford Airport. We have a couple that are housed out in Freeport, and then we have Chicago Executive, we have a helicopter stage there, and we have a helicopter staged up in Waukegan at the airport in Waukegan.
Serving Elgin and many communities.
It serves Elgin. We serve numerous communities. We're up in Wisconsin. We're as far west as we can go. We actually are able to go anywhere in the state of Illinois. We've actually been called upon to go to other states to assist them with their rescues in flood-ravaged areas.
And as far as the helicopter is concerned, the sergeant would tell us his title on board and his duty as well.
And what a tactical flight officer does is I actually am responsible for the mapping system. We tell the pilot where they have to go, how they have to get where they're going. We're responsible to let the pilot know about threatening weather. We operate the FLIR system. We communicate with the ground units, let the ground units know when we're looking for someone, where that person may or may not be based on what we see on the FLIR system. So we have a large amount of work to do in the other side, aside from flying.
Next here in Elgin today, we'll get a chance to spotlight a great event upcoming in September. We have Aaron Rayberg with us here. Aaron, how are you?
I'm great, thank you.
We're going to talk about the Elgin Fringe Festival. Now, tell me your title involved with that event.
I am the artistic director of the Elgin Fringe Festival.
Very impressive. You won an Elgin Image Award back in 2014. It was so successful last year. You go all over the downtown and present various art phases, don't we?
Yeah, we have, this year we're very comedy and magic heavy, but we also have dance, theater, music, visual art at a bunch of different locations, all walkable from where we are right now, which will be Fringe Central. And you can get to each spot under 10 minutes, even if you're strolling and twiddling your thumbs the whole way.
You've seen me in action. Side Street Studios, where we're at right now. What's our location here?
15 Ziegler Court. We're near the corner of Spring and Chicago Street, across from Al's. That's the landmark everyone knows.
Right.
And we'll be Fringe Central. The 2nd September starts is where you can get your tickets and your buttons and ask your questions. What the heck's going on? You'll find that here.
As we saw last year, the Blue Box Cafe, the big balloon will be up on it. And we see that in the parade every year.
The blimp rising will happen on September 14th, the night before Fringe begins. We'll have our kickoff party at Martini Room, and right before that, we'll raise that blimp up to the top of Blue Box Cafe.
It's a big moment. The mayor was there, and the Elgin High Band was there last year.
Yes.
Great stuff. Now, last year, I saw one of the venues you used was the professional building top floor. Are you doing that again?
Yes, the Elgin Art Showcase is one of our returning venues. We also have Imago down the street on Prairie. The Martini Room is back, Blue Box Cafe, Elgin Public House, and then we've added a couple new venues this year. First United Methodist Church has a wonderful theater space that we're using this year, as well as the Pit at Hemmons Cultural Center. There's the outdoor area where all our live music will take place, and that's new and exciting this year. We have a music-specific venue because Elgin has such a great local music scene, so we're excited to support that.
Are we not the performance capital of the world?
Yes, absolutely.
This puts us on the map with this. It was so much fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Every year has grown, and this year the energy and the buzz is already starting and getting us all really excited.
And how many days does it go on?
It goes on for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's 4 days. I wanted to make sure to count.
Well done.
With the kickoff at the beginning, so it's 4.5 days. And the visual art will be up in the gallery here for a week before that. So it's starting to spread out a little bit.
It is wonderful. And when we buy that ticket, we go to all those venues. We walked all those venues.
Yeah, absolutely. You get your Fringe button designed by Elgin-based artist Zelda Vidal. The poster is designed by her as well. And with that $3 button, you support the festival. So that $3 goes towards our marketing and our staffing and all of those sorts of things. And then when you buy your ticket to a show, that 100% goes to the artist, and that's one thing that's really important to us about our model.
Sure.
Even though we have a lot of free shows as well. So as long as you have that button, there's a lot you can do.
And these artists are not only local, they come from all over.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. We have artists from Tennessee and Wisconsin and New York and Indiana and more that I can't even think of right now, from all over the place this year.
You must spend a lot of time on the internet making this happen.
Yeah, absolutely. There's, a lot of sitting crunched at the computer, but then we're coming up on the really sweaty parts where we have to install all these venues and start and meet and greet the artists and get them where they need to go and get the audience where they need to go as well.
How did the name Elgin Fringe Festival come about?
So Fringe festivals are a wonderful tradition that happened all around the world. And we have all been artists or audiences part of fringe festivals elsewhere, Minnesota, Boulder, Europe, all sorts of places. And when Sean Hargadon and I decided that we wanted to start a fringe festival in Elgin, we knew it had to fall right under that name and slip in right into place with the rest of those festivals, because it's a great network that artists can tour and can support each other.
That's great. Well, I guess that could be the catchphrase: Minnesota, Boulder, Europe, Elgin.
Yes, perfect. Our other catchphrase is whatever happens, happens. So
Oh, really?
it's all related.
Well, it's such fun, and I know everyone's delighted with the final effects that you've had over the years.
Yeah, we've had some wonderful responses from the downtown area businesses that see a great uptick in their, bar sales and the restaurants and the shops that people go in. With this button, you can get discounts at different venues and stores all over downtown Elgin and beyond. So we've had a really great response and great support from the community over the past few years.
We're excited. The dates again?
15th through the 18th.
Elgin Fringe Festival. You heard it right here. Aaron, we appreciate you being aboard.
Thank you. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, Boulder, Europe, Elgin. Take that. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. The 8th Annual Art and Soul of the Fox took place the first Saturday and Sunday on Spring Street, Grove Avenue, and also on DuPage Court. At DuPage Court, there was great music, and here's an example. And Elgin Today returned on Sunday to get this additional information about this annual event.
Hi, and welcome to the second day of the 2016 Art and Soul on the Fox. And we've had a great day down here. We have a lot of things going on. We have some amazing artists. We have children's activities. It's been a good year, and we will be back next year too, the first weekend of August. I'm Karen Castillo. I am the president of Art for All and also the chairperson of this year's event. And I'm also an exhibiting artist, and I am a photographic artist. So we welcome you. We're glad you came, and if you didn't make it, come back next year. Some of my works include a photographic image of Old Main and also the Tower Building, and I have an amazing photograph of Wing Park Woods that people don't even recognize is Wing Park in Elgin.
My name is Joanne Reif from Imagine Glass Studios. I live in Chicago. This is a wonderful show, nice people, good buyers, and I sell stained glass and fused glass. I've done stained glass for about 15 years and fused glass for approximately 7 or 8 years. I like to incorporate both. I like to put my fused glass in my pieces. I like to use wood. I like to make cute little garden things. I got started because my daughter bought me classes for $55. And then now you have this. I don't do traditional. I like to do free-form work. I like to just take a piece of glass and see what happens with it.
And let's hear from a lady from Elgin and her thoughts on Art and Soul on the Fox.
So hi, I'm Mary Schwartz and I live in Elgin on the east side. And I am having a wonderful time at the art fair. I love art and there's many artists here. And so we'll try to get some food and just have a wonderful afternoon.
And an added attraction the last couple of years, art on display inside the Elgin Art Space lofts, where residents can show off their wares in the gallery inside, which is comfortably air-conditioned. It's time now for our segment with Mayor David Captain, and we are indoors this time, Mayor.
Morning, Jeff. Yes, we are. We're indoors where people are working out. We're at the Elgin Rec Center, and with us today is Ron Anderson, better known as Dr. Sweat, and he's made me sweat more than one time with group exercises in classrooms and things like that. He does a really great job here at the Rec Center. And we're going to talk a little bit about the new equipment and the upgrades that were made to the Rec Center in the last year. The stuff that was here was getting a little long in the tooth. It was almost 20 years old, and the carpet was worn out, and the equipment was starting to fall apart. So the city council was a request was brought to the council from the staff here that we have to upgrade the equipment. So we did that, and here to have Ron tell us what we've got. And I think that it's really paid some dividends for us already with. Memberships increased a little bit, and maybe Ron can fill us in a little about what's going on here at the center.
All right, Ron, welcome.
Welcome, thank you. Appreciate coming here. Thank you, Mayor, for coming down, and thank you, Jeff, for coming down
Good to
as
see you
well.
again.
Here at the Elgin Rec Center, we like to call it the center of Elgin, right here, 100 Symphony Way in Elgin, Illinois. Beautiful. And we upgraded about $500,000 worth of equipment here from the company called Matrix. They're out of Cottage Grove, Wisconsin, which is up by Madison. And we had a deal with them where we would be financed through them. We would be they have their own company that comes out and takes care of the equipment, upgrades and things like that. So everything is going to work out just fine. We have a long span with these guys, a good history with these guys. They bought out a few smaller companies, and now they're taking care of us pretty exclusively. We are one of the first businesses in the northwest suburbs to have these IC7 bikes, which are coach by color spin bikes, indoor cycling bikes. And that's been working out fantastic. People have adapted to them, getting fantastic workouts. And the best thing is, it shows when you dog it. If you
He looked at me when he said dog it. I saw it.
When the color is white, that means you're not working as hard. When the color is red, that means maybe you should bring it down a little bit.
Wow.
So Coach by Color actually works, and it helps you burn more fat calories consciously.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
So other than that, we have a lot of great selectorized equipment, which has its own counter, has its own timer, has real easy adjustments for anybody, even with carpal tunnel or arthritis issues. Real easy for them to actually use this equipment. So it's not just for the young, it's for the old, it's for anybody who needs to get back into exercise or get into exercise to begin with.
Have you seen Mayor Captain on any of the?
Absolutely. He's come down here and checked some things out.
What's your favorite, Mayor?
Well, I think I wanted to touch on something before it gets away from us, that when we upgraded the equipment, one of the things that had to happen was the technology that goes with it. The computers and things that stuff wasn't available 20 years ago, a lot of that. With the microprocessors now, you can really track what you're doing in your performance.
You can be biking through Germany.
That's exactly right. We have something called Virtual Active on all of the cardio equipment. And it could take you in Germany, to Spain, to Egypt, just on the LA West Coast if you like to just cruise down the coastline. And the good thing is you can set up your own profile where anywhere you in the world you go where there's Matrix equipment, you can access your profile and keep up with your workouts all around the world.
You can walk to California easier this way.
Absolutely, and we did the walk with the mayor. This summer, we had a health experiment, I guess, for the city to try to gain a certain number of steps.
Yeah.
And we tracked that for hundreds of people within the city, and we're walking across through national parks, and it got to be a great game for people. Some people continued on afterwards. It just makes the exercise more fun. And I think that's something it doesn't have to be grueling, and it becomes something that you can challenge yourself, and you see your improvement, and you can record your improvements.
And in this room, what did you like now?
I like treadmills myself.
Treadmill,
Yep,
right.
I do, and I love the walk, and it gives me you get a little bit of a hill that you can do that, which you can't do in a lot of places in Elgin. It's tough to really do that.
Yeah.
There's a couple neighborhoods that you can do that, but it's difficult.
Very strong on the treadmills, huh?
Strong on the treadmills. The elliptical is the next step up. That way you can get your upper body and lower body in without the impact, and which works out pretty well also. Then we got rowing machines. We have various levels of bikes, from a recumbent bike to a mid-grade bike to an upright bike. So we're not holding back here.
You're great. It was a new bus for a new you theme last year, and then really, you're Exhibit A, but you were in shape already.
I was in okay shape. I'm better now. Actually, since the new equipment's come in, I've lost about 15 pounds.
Oh, really?
Because it's motivational.
Yeah.
When you have something new toys, you want to play with them.
What's your favorite?
Probably the cable cross machine, because I can work just about every part of my body on it.
Wow. Can you work on that, Mayor?
No, I don't.
All right.
I think one thing that we should talk a little bit about, it's not just about building up and losing weight and things like that. That we have people here, and as you get older, you start suffering injuries. You have some knee problems. It's also for rehab. And for people to get back to some form of good health, and that's just as important, And I think that especially for seniors, I see a lot of them on the walking track when we walk there in the wintertime, that they're out here, they're rehabbing from knees and hip surgery, and they're doing the best they can do. And it's difficult to try to keep up and keep your fitness at the same time trying to get your strength back, or your knees back and your joints back. So, Ron, can you tell us what kind of services do you offer here? Do you offer some assistance or a little bit of guidance for people as well that need to do some rehab work?
A lot of times what a physical therapist will do is they'll take them through like the first stretch to get them back up and moving around again, getting them back on their feet. And a lot of them actually come to us for like maybe a 3-pack of training or something like that, just basic to get them back to that next level where they can have some exercises that are specific to getting them back on their feet again. And it works out pretty well. It's kind of like a first step, second step, third step type of theory.
Yeah, we've come a long way in rehabbing.
Exactly right. Exactly right. A lot of our personal trainers here actually have a National Academy of Sports Medicine certification, or at least one. Myself, I have 3. And the whole idea behind that is to make sure that we're handing off, like from the physical therapist to the personal trainer, to whatever they can do on their own. So, you're going to get the best results from what you decide to do yourself. So we just try to instill a little something in their mind to get them, push them over the edge, so to speak.
3 certifications. Do you have any, Mayor?
No, I don't.
Long-time Cub fan, that's what he goes with.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if they give one out for that.
We got a couple
maybe
minutes.
there's something.
It's your year, Mayor. You're enjoying that.
I think that, I'm 68 and suffer I got arthritis in my knees, so I try to, and I'm not going to run a marathon anymore. Those days are long past for me, but certainly many people just want to live a normal lifestyle and be able to get out of their car and walk to the store and do things like that, and that's very important too. It's not just being able. People think that the center down here is for people that are really going to build themselves up or try to do those kind of things. That's not necessarily the case. So it's really a place for everybody to come down and improve their life.
Sure, it's a good point, because oftentimes they might lose hope. You get in and out of the car real easy, but then you realize, yes, I can.
Yeah, well, the thing about the Elgin Center is that we're all about community.
Yeah.
So when you come here, you see people, you see them working out, it makes you want to work out. It's like that process of community or association. So, if somebody's gym is on a treadmill or something like that, you want to get on that treadmill next to them, maybe have a conversation, don't even realize you've walked 3 miles. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And then you get next thing you know, you're on pieces of equipment. Next thing you know, you're in the free weight area. Next thing you know, you're walking on the track with the mayor, putting some miles in. It's a great thing to do that. And because we built that community on people, parks, and programs, which is part of our vision statement, we try to make sure that everybody is, I guess you can say, friendly and inviting to each other. So that makes more people want to come in. That makes more people want to try it out. I mean, we boosted up membership.
Well said, Ron Anderson. And that's great news. And thank you for your demonstration on the new equipment here at the center of Elgin, their location 100 Symphony Way. And thanks to Mayor David Captain, who had to head back to City Hall at the Robert Gilliam Municipal Complex and do a little work. He didn't get a chance to work out on his treadmill, but maybe next time. Tell you what, we'll see you next month with a brand new segment from Mayor David Captain. For our next story, we'll look at some of the faces of last year's Nightmare on Chicago Street, a modern Elgin tradition for Halloween. We're going to hear from Barb Koselica, the City of Elgin Special Events and Community Engagement Coordinator, about this October 22nd event.
Tickets are officially on sale. This year, we're really excited to announce that we are officially raising the dead on our stages. We're calling it our dead stages. So we have a Michael Jackson and impersonator on one of our stages, and then we also have added a stage, so you'll have 3 stages. And you're going to see The Doors, Led Zeppelin, Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots. It's going to be a great event.
It brings out such a great crowd.
Yes, it does. Last year we had about 14,000. We're hoping that it continues to increase. We're hoping about 16,000 this year. And for more information, you can always visit our website, which is www.nightmareonchicagostreet.com.
You've got such great volunteers, so creative folks. Everyone really does a great job, don't they?
Yeah, we have a key committee that has been together since the beginning. This is our 6th year, who work year-round. And I'd like to give them some recognition. That is Judy Brownfield, Elizabeth Haney, John LaFleur, David Metzger, Alice Mooring, and Frederick Wims. Svenguli is returning. He's going to be our staple in our event, and also with the costume contest. The philosophy behind Nightmare on Chicago Street is that the zombie apocalypse has happened, and everybody has to run to a safe zone, and so that we hope Elgin, Illinois is that safe zone for that night.
Tell us how it came about, the early thought process for this great event.
The city of Elgin back in 2012 had to revamp how we kind of thought about special events due to a lot of the budget cuts. And so we took events like International Fest and we put that on as a platform for all the cultural events that we had to actually cancel in the years past. And so the thought process was also to come up with a signature event that was unique to anything else that like any of the other surrounding cities were doing. And so Halloween has always been a big town in Elgin. A lot of people celebrate it. It was a natural fit. And from the first year in 2011, we've grown it from 4,000 people to last year, like I said, 14,000.
Beautiful Elgin History met Beautiful Elgin History on Friday, August 12th, as members of the Elgin Garden Club, which is now 100 years old, celebrated with a tour of the 125-year-old Wing Mansion and its beautiful gardens. And the Garden Club, we found out, has a commemorative book out as we learn more from two Garden Club members.
We're both members of the Elgin Garden Club. Here we are at the beautiful Wing Mansion, which is actually far older than our garden club. The Elgin Garden Club is celebrating 100 years this year.
Well, Steve Thorne and Peaches, Maureen, his wife, invited us for a tour of their garden and their house after he saw our book that we put out about the history of the club, because Mrs. Wing, even though she was not a member of the Elgin Garden Club, their gardens here are very reflective of what our original members would have had in the many mansions around Elgin that they lived in. So we were really excited to come here and kind of get a taste of what it was like for our original members when they went to a garden club meeting at one of their members' homes to enjoy these beautiful Victorian gardens and beautiful Victorian homes. So we've really had a good time today.
Yes, when we walked up the front walk, it was just a natural for us. The gardens are really exceptional. Not to be outdone by the home. I couldn't tell you which is more memorable, but as you walk up the front walk here, it puts you in the mode of 100 and more years ago and what Elgin must have been like. The gardens truly are designed to fit the design of the house. It is so well brought together. They really hang together. It's an admirable job that the owners have done.
Well, we got started by a group of local women who were wives of leading business people and educators, and they decided that it was important to make sure that we had not only good education and good businesses, but we had a place for all the workers in Elgin to enjoy the outdoors, to have an appreciation of nature. And that's been kind of our mission for 100 years, is to cultivate the interest in nature and to cultivate and to make beautiful gardens and public spaces for people to enjoy that may not be able to have their own gardens. So we've worked throughout the years in all of our parks, Trout Park, all of the city parks. We currently maintain the gardens at the Elgin Historical Museum, and we volunteer a lot at the Nature Center, Hawthorne Hill.
The Elgin Garden Club book can be purchased for $20 by going to the Elgin History Museum site. That's elginhistory.org. The book, written by Cherie Murphy, was produced in conjunction with the Elgin History Museum. And Cherie Murphy had some additional words about the Elgin Garden Club book.
It was a nice way to not only document the history of our club, but how the club evolved with the city and the things that were going on in the community and the nation, too.
Two great events this month of September take place on the same weekend. As Saturday, September 24th, the 8th Annual Elgin Short Film Festival will take place at the Hemmons Cultural Center. The red carpet recognition starts at 6:15, the event itself at 7 o'clock. You can get more information by going to filmfreeway.com. Ticket prices are $7. The Master of Ceremonies for the 6th consecutive year, Mike Toomey, a great man who can do a lot of impressions, also is a regular contributor to the WGN Morning News program. That's Saturday, September 24th for the Elgin Short Film Festival. On Sunday, September 25th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., it will be the 29th Annual Cemetery Walk at Bluff City Cemetery, 945 Bluff City Boulevard in Elgin. Tickets are $12 in advance, and for Elgin History Museum members, $15 the day of the event. Free for children 12 and under. Tickets are available at Elgin History Museum and at Ziegler's Ace Hardware. Information you can get online at www.elginhistory.org or at 847-742-4248. Sunday, September 25th, it will be the 29th Annual Cemetery Walk at Bluff City Cemetery. You can learn more about the information you saw here in Elgin today or about city services, programs, and events by going to the Elgin website at www.cityofelgin.org. And now the City of Elgin has a 311 contact center. Elgin 311. Call, click, connect by calling 311, the city's information and request resource. For everyone here at Elgin today, I'm Jeff Myers. We'll see you next time.